I just touched on this in the very first lecture in this entire course. Forgive me if this seems repetitive, but the soundbite thing is so critically important. I wanted to simplify your life even more and remind you that beyond the two that I mentioned in the first lecture, there are 3 soundbite elements that are much, much easier for most people to come up with than the other 7. Humor can be really tough even in an ideal situation, but when you're factoring in being quoted and whether you're offending someone, that's a tough one. But of the 10 soundbite elements I've listed here for you, 3 are much easier and safer than the other 7. The first one, emotion. Just say how you feel about it. Make sure it's a positive emotion if it's something you're trying to put a positive spotlight on. The second one that's really easy, absolutes. Always, must, never, have to, gotta. Makes it easy, and it doesn't require any great literary flair. It's a formula. So you don't get off the hook if you tell yourself, well, I'm not some great writer, I can't do this. Yes, you can. It's a simple formula. The third one that's really easy, rhetorical questions. Just put a question mark at the end. So this requires 0 literary flair, 0 creativity. If you have those things, great, use them. But it doesn't require that. You don't have to. Ultimately, you're not being judged on how quick you are thinking on your feet. In fact, I don't want you to do any thinking on your feet. I want you to think of these in advance, have them written out, and not memorized, but more or less stuck up here, unless it's a phone interview, in which case I want you staring at a piece of paper or a computer screen with your sound bites. And this way, it just makes life so much easier for you. So remember, emotion, absolutes, rhetorical questions. When in doubt, do that. And if you're horrible at that, just realize, get someone else to do it. You're not being judged by whether you create them yourself. You're being judged by whether they come out of your mouth and you get the exact quotes you want in the story. So you may have an assistant in your office, an outside PR person. You may want to put it in the question and answer session right here and see what suggestions you get. I'll certainly be happy to give you suggestions. You don't get credit for thinking of them any more than you get credit for building the car. If you can drive the car and get to where you want to be on time, that's what people are judging you by, not whether you built the car. You need to make sure you have what you need to get you to where you're going. And what you need are these soundbite elements on message. Good luck.